Welcome to GTC's Teaching Tidbits Blackboard Ultra. In this limited series, each episode, we will explore a technique, tip, practice, or idea to expand your knowledge of and comfort with using Blackboard Ultra. Today, we have joining us another member of the team in the Curriculum and Instructional Support Center, Michelle Vlaich-Lee. And in this episode, Michelle explains a new module you will see in each course you teach. It's called the Start Here module. Well, welcome, Michelle.
Thank you.
I'm going to turn it over to you to share your teaching tidbit with us.
Okay. I'd like to share the Start Here module with you. And as you see on the screen, I have two different Start Here modules. One is a demo that I've filled out, and the other one is in the original view, which you would get normally in your own course. I'm going to go into preview mode so that you could see this as a student, and we can take advantage of the modules feature that I can go to the next page without stopping. And the zeros or circles that you see here indicate that progress tracking is on, and as a student I can go ahead and track what I've viewed or not have viewed. So in the Start Here module, it begins with the welcome and basic course information. And actually, this is something, if you're using a master, it would probably be filled out for you other than filling in your course section information. Getting started information is here, as well as the time zone. Next, we would go to Meet Your Instructor. And in this one, I added both a picture and a video so that you could do either one or both. So your students would have an idea of what you look like and build instructor presence. Instructor information and contact information is added here. And this is primarily the area that you would have to fill in as an individual instructor. This is the instructor information is the one you will spend the most time on. Next is the course overview and schedule. This pretty much comes quite a bit right from your syllabus. Course description, objectives, textbook materials, image of your textbook is helpful. COL 111 doesn't have a textbook, so I added resource information just so you'd have a visual of it, as well as any required information. I do have the meeting schedule and important dates, and students can see that easily or download it right here in Blackboard. I'm going to scroll up so we can go to the next page, which is Concourse Syllabus. Unfortunately, I'm in my playground course, so if I click the Concourse Syllabus link, it will not include our actual course that we have here. Next, we have netiquette guidelines. Again, this is built in for you. You have an example of 15 rules of netiquette for online discussion boards that students can look at. It's an infographic on it, as well as rules written out there for students. Academic integrity and property, intellectual property are all available here. Built in, this is not a page you will need to work on. Computer use policy, again, it's already pre-built. You would not have to fill this in. Technology requirements, again, pre-built. You would not have to work through it. We do have accessibility, data, and privacy for students to see, and student support links. Next, we do have a syllabus quiz for students that they can take. It's already pre-built there for you. A student can view the assessment and take it as needed. Or go on to the next part, which is a demonstration of a discussion topic already pre-built for you. And as you can see, I closed out of it, that the progress tracking has started filling these in, and I, as a student, can come in here and check them off that I looked at it. So that is what you would see as a student. I'm going to close out of student preview so that you can see the original version. In this, when it's hidden, you're going to have a note to instructors. And you're going to see a lot of red on this page. One, these are tips for you. One, you want to keep this page hidden. It's making the assumption that as you go through each of these other pages, you're going to be deleting things, and there are times that you may want to refer back. And that's why we have this information kind of backed up for you. Okay, so this is here for you to support you. If once you get everything created, go ahead and delete it out. If you go to the next accessibility report, that is for your course. It's going to open up in a new tab, and it's always good information for you to have. And again, going into where you actually start building your course. Right at the beginning, it's a welcome. You have to add in information. Again, design notes that were repeated in that notes to the instructor document, just so you have that backup. How to get started. And you would fill these out working through it. Again, if you're working from a master, much of this should be filled out for you so that you wouldn't have to worry about it. Policies, requirements, and student support link, these are in a folder. Again, this should be filled out for you already. Don't worry about it. You're just primarily going to have to worry about your your instructor and a little bit of the course overview. And in here, this is where you have that opportunity to add your photo or video or both, your instructor information, contact information, and again, delete out any design notes after you complete filling in this page. Please keep the navigation at the bottom. That's information to the student so that they know how to navigate through a module. One thing you may notice or may find helpful in a start here is to add course sequencing in the course. And it says here, force sequence, what that will do is it will require a student to start at the beginning and work their way through that module all the way to the end. So a student cannot jump around in there. So a student would see it in preview. And I would encourage this in the start here module because you want to verify. And now you see this green dash or green check mark with this long line between it, that a student has worked their way through the concourse syllabus. And notice that the quiz and the discussion are locked until I continue working my way through the course. I think it's a nice way to force students, at least through the Start Here module, to go through the information. It may be something you need for other modules, but for the Start Here, they have to look at the concourse syllabus at least by clicking the link. Can't force them to read it, but you know they have at least clicked that link.
Thank you so much, Michelle, for sharing all this information. I'm really excited about this new module as in the Ultra course, just as a consistency across courses. I see this as being really helpful to all the students, especially as they get used to Ultra as well. And there's so much helpful information in there, especially about the forced sequencing, to get them through all of that content. And again, I appreciate that you've pointed out as well that there's only a couple of places in that Start Here module that we really have to spend some time filling out with details. So thank you for showing us all of those features. And I know that those of you who are maybe wondering about adding content, we have another episode coming up in this little limited series that focuses on adding content that will dig a little deeper into that. But you saw Michelle do a little bit of that as well. So thank you, Michelle, for sharing all of this information with us today.
Thank you for having me on to share it.
Well, we are so appreciative to CISC and the team over there for taking the time to help us put together this series as we work to help you acclimate to Blackboard Ultra. And I know that Michelle and the team welcome you to continue the conversation or send questions or concerns. You could either email Michelle directly, and her email is here on the screen, michelle.vlaich.lee@gvltec.edu. Or you could also email them at their department email, CISC@my.gvltec.edu, and that will go to the whole department, and someone then will be able to connect with you and answer those questions. Well, that's our teaching tidbit for this episode of Blackboard Ultra, and we'll see you next time.